Dahlia, a flower with a perfect structure, is like a work of art. In the vast and endlessly fascinating world of flower, where beauty is often expressed through color, fragrance, and form, the Dahlia stands apart as something truly extraordinary. It is not merely a flower that pleases the eye, it is a living masterpiece, a creation so refined and intricate that it seems to blur the line between nature and art. While many flowers captivate us with their softness, spontaneous, and delicate imperfection, the Dahlia offers a different kind of beauty, one that is structured, deliberate, and astonishingly precise. It is as if nature, in crafting the Dahlia, decided to explore the very concept of perfection. At first glance, the Dahlia beauty is undeniable. Its vibrant color, ranging from deep crimson and royal purple to soft pastel and brilliant white, immediately draw attention. Yet beyond its initial visual impact lies something far more compelling. Its structure, unlike flowers that grow in seemingly random arrangement, the Dahlia is defined by order. Its petals are arranged in a near-perfection symmetry, forming patterns that appear almost mathematical in their precision. Its petal is positioned with remarkable accuracy, contributing to an overall composition that feels intentional, balanced, and complete. When one observes a fully bloomed Dahlia, there is an almost surreal sensation, as though one is not simply looking at a flower, but at carefully crafted work of art. A petal radiates outward from center in concentric circle, a layer building upon the last with a sense of harmony and continuity. This radial symmetry creates a visual rhythm that is both calming and mesmerizing. It draws the viewer in, encouraging a closer look, a deeper appreciation, and a moment of quiet reflection. In this way, the Dahlias do not merely exist, it communicates, inviting us to engage with beauties and on a more thoughtful level. What makes Dahlia particularly fascinating is the balance it achieves between complexity and clarity. Its structure is intricate, yet it does not feel chaotic. On the contrary, every detail seems to serve a purpose, contributing to an unfired whole. This balance is reminiscent of great work of art, where every element, no matter how small, plays a role in overall composition. It is this quality that often leads people to compare the Dahlia to a sculpture meticulously shaped by the hand of a master artist. Yet, unlike human-made art, the Dahlia is entirely natural, making its perfection all the more remarkable. The resemblance to artistic creation is not merely metaphorical. Throughout history, the Dahlia has served as a sort of inspiration for artists, designers, and thinkers. This geometric pattern has influenced architectural design, textile motif, and visual composition across various disciplines. The flower symmetry echoes principles found in Shark's geometry, where patterns are believed to reflect the underlying order of the universe. In this sense, the Dahlia becomes more than just a botanical specimen. It becomes a symbol of harmony, balance, and the hidden structure that shape our world. There is also a philosophical dimension to the Dahlia beauty. In a world that often celebrates imperfection as a form of authenticity, the Dahlia challenged us to reconsider the idea of perfection. It showed that the perfection does not have to be rigid or lifeless. It can be dynamic, organic, and full of vitality. The Dahlia symmetry is not chemical, it is alive. Its petals may follow a precise pattern, but they do so with softness and fluidity, creating a sense of movement with stillness. This unique combination of order and life give the dahlia a presence that feels both powerful and serene. Moreover, the dahlia structure reflects a deeper truth about nature itself. While we often think about nature as unpredictable and spontaneous, the dahlia reminds us that there is also an inherent order within it. Beneath the apparent randomness of natural form lies a subtle organization, a quiet intelligence that shapes growth and development. The dahlia makes this hidden order visible, allowing us to see the beauty of structure in its purest form. It's invited to look more closely at the natural world to recognize the pattern that connect all living things. In addition to its visual and philosophical appeal, the dahlia also evokes an emotional response. This is something deeply satisfying about observing its symmetry, something that resonates with our innate sense of balance and harmony. It brings a feeling of calm as though everything in its right place. It is a world that often feels chaotic and feel overwhelming. The dahlia offers a moment of clarity and a reminder that beauty can exist in order and that there is peace to be found in balance. The experience of viewing a dahlia in full bloom is in many ways similar to experiencing a piece of fire. It encourages us to slow down, to observe, and to appreciate the detail that we might otherwise overlook. Its petal, its curve, its layer contribute to a larger story, a story of growth, precision, and natural elegance. It is a story that unfolds gradually, revealing us new aspects of beauty and longer we look. Furthermore, the dahlia perfection is not static. It is the result of a process from a small but tightly close and unassuming. Is gradually open, revealing its intricate structure layer by layer. This transformation adds another layer of meaning into its beauty. Is reminded that the perfection is not something that appears instantly, but something that develops over time. It is the result of patience, care, and the right condition. In this way, the dahlia becomes a metaphor for personal growth, illustrating that the true beauty emerges through a process of becoming. The dahlia also challenge our perception of what it means to be natural. Its almost flawless symmetry can appear so precise that it seems artificial, as though it were designed rather than grown. Yes, it is entirely a product of nature. This paradox adds to its allure, making it both familiar and mysterious. It encourages us to question our assumptions through appreciation the complexity of the natural world. Ultimately, the dahlia is more than just a flower to be admired. It is an experience, a sort of inspiration, and a reflection of deeper truth. It embodies the idea that beauty can be both structured and impressive, both precise and alive. It shows that art is not limited to human creation. It exists all around us in forms that we are often more sophisticated and meaningful than anything we could design. In conclusion, the dahlia stands as a testament to the extraordinary potential of nature. Its perfect structure, intricate pattern, and harmony composition elevate it beyond the realm of ordinary flowers. It becomes a symbol of artistic excellence, a reminder that the natural world is filled with masterpiece waiting to be discovered. By observing the dahlia, we are not only witnessing beauty, we are engaging with a form of art that transcends time, culture, and human imagination. The story of the Dahlia begins in the vibrant landscape of Central America, particularly in Mexico, a country rich in biodiversity and cultural heritage. Long before the flower gained international recognition, the Dahlias was already an integral part of indigenous life. Native civilizations include the Aztecs cultivate dahlias not only for their striking appearance but also for their practical use. Unlike the pure ornamental role they often play today, dahlias once served as a valuable resource. Their tuber were consumed as food, and certain parts of the plant were used in traditional medicine, highlighting their versatility and important in early societies. In their natural habitats, dahlias thrive in mountainous regions where the climate and soil conditions allow them to develop their unique characteristics. Their early form of dahlias were quite different from the cultivated variety we see today. They were similar in structure and more limited in color, yet they already possessed the foundational trait that they would later define the flower: resilience, adaptability, a natural inclination towards symmetry is were only after Spanish explorers encountered this plant and brought them to Europe in 18th century that the Dahlia began its transformation into the diverse and refined flower we know today. Once introduced to Europe, the Dahlia quickly captured the attention of botanists, gardeners, and artists alike. Its unusual form and vibrant color make it stand out among other flowers, sparking away fascination and experimentation. Horticulturists began selectively breeding dahlias, focusing on enhancing their size, shape, and color variation. Over time, this process led to the creation of hundreds and eventually thousands of different cultivars. Each new variety brought it with its unique combination of traits, expanding the visual and structural possibility of the flower. What makes the dahlia truly remarkable is this extraordinary diversity. Few flowers can match the range of form that dahlia exhibit. Some varieties are small and delicate, resembling tiny spheres with tightly packed petals that create a sense of precision and compact beauty. Others are large and dramatic, with blooms that can reach impressive diameter, sometimes spanning several inches or more. These larger dahlias command attention that they present both an unmistakable, thus they maintain the same intricate structure that defines the species as a whole. The shape of dahlia's flowers are equally varied. There are pompen dahlias, known for their perfectly rounded blooms that resemble miniature balls. There are cactus dahlias with long, narrow petals that curve outward, creating a spiky, dynamic appearance. Water lily dahlias, as their name suggests, have flatter, more open petals that evoke the serene beauty of water lilies. Decorative dahlias offer a balance between fullness and openness, while anemones and colored types introduce contrasting texture within a single bloom. Its form presents a different interpretation of beauty, demonstrating how a single species can express itself in countless ways. Color is another dimension in which dahlias excel. Their palette is vast and vibrant, encompassing nearly every shade imaginable, from deep red that evoke patience and intensity to soft pink that suggest gentleness and romance, from bright yellows that radiate energy to rich purples that convey mystery and elegance. Dahlias offer a spectrum that reveals even the most colorful power. There are also pure white dahlias, symbolizing simplicity and purity, as well as big color and neutral color variety where different hues blend seamlessly within a single bloom. This combination create patterns that are both striking and harmonious, adding to the flower visual appeal. Despite the incredible diversity, what unites Dahlias is their underlying structure. No matter how different they may appear on the surface, they share a common architectural principle: symmetry. This symmetry is not merely approximate, it is often so precise that it appears almost mathematical. The petals are arranged in concentric layers, radiating outward from central point with remarkable consistency. The radial symmetry creates a sense of balance and order that is deeply satisfying to human eyes. The perfection of this structure is what sets the Dahlias apart from many other flowers, while other species may exhibit irregular or asymmetrical growth. The Dahlias maintain a disciplined arrangement. Although its petal has been carefully placed according to an invisible design, this gives the flower an almost its engineered quality, yet it remains entirely natural. It is this combination of natural growth and structural precision that makes the Dahlia so fascinating. From a scientific perspective, this symmetry is the result of the plant growth pattern and genetic programming. The way is in which cells divide and expand during the development of the flower leads to the formation of this repeating pattern. However, understanding the biology behind the structures does not diminish its beauty. On the contrary, it enhances our appreciation, allowing us to see the Dahlia not only an object of aesthetic value but also an example of natural intricate design processes. The concept of diversity within perfection is perhaps best illustrated by Dahlia. Its variety represents a different expression of the same fundamental principle. It is as if nature is taken a single idea, symmetries, and explored it in countless ways, experimenting with form, scale, and color. This exploration results in collection of flowers that both unique and unified, diverse yet connected. This balance between variation and consistency is what gives the Dahlia its special place in the world of flowers. It demonstrates that diversity does not have to come at the expense of harmony. On the contrary, it shows that variety can exist within a frame of order, and that true beauty often arises from this interplay between difference and unity. The Dahlia's journey from its origins in Mexico to its global popularity today is a testament to its adaptability and universal appeal. It has moved across continents, cultures, and climate, yet it has retained its essential characteristic while grown in a traditional garden, displayed in a modern floral arrangement, or admired in a botanical collection. A Dahlia continues to inspire you awe and admiration. In many ways, the Dahlia reflects broader themes in life. It reminds that complexity can coexist with order, that diversity can enhance rather than disrupt harmony, and that beauty often lies in the balance between these elements. It encourages us to appreciate difference while recognizing the underlying connection that binds them together. Ultimately, the Dahlia is more than just a flower. It is a symbol of possibility. It shows us that what can be achieved when nature creativity is allowed to flourish within a structure of balance and precision. It is invited to look closer, to explore deeper, and to find beauty not only in what is obvious, but also the pattern and principle that shape the world around it. One of the most striking and defining features of the Dahlia is its extraordinary geometric structure. Unlike many flowers that rely on organic randomness or as symmetrical grow to create the charm. The Dahlia stands as a remarkable example of order, precision, and natural design. At first glance, its beauty is captivating, but upon closer observation, a deeper layer of fascination begins to unfold. Its petals appear to be placed with intention, forming patterns that are not only visually stunning, but also mathematically intriguing. If one takes the time to carefully examine a fully bloomed dahlia, it becomes evident that its petals are arranged according to a clear and consistent rule. They radiate outward from the center in carefully organized layers, often forming concentric circles or subtle spiritual. These patterns are not accidental, they are the result of natural growth process governed by biological and mathematical principles. The arrangement follows the internal logic, one that reflects the inherent intelligence of nature itself. This sense of order is what gives Dahlia its almost hypnotic quality. The eye is naturally drawn toward the center of the flower and then guided outward along the repeating pattern of petals. This movement creates the visual rhythm and a sense of flow that feels both dynamic and balanced. It is rare combination, motion within stillness, complexity within clarity. The Dahlia does not overwhelm the viewer. Instead, it invites exploration, encouraging a deeper appreciation of its structure. The geometric nature of the Dahlia often brings to mind familiar shapes and patterns found in mathematics. Circles, spirals, and radial symmetries are all present within its form. In some cases, the arrangement of petals even resembles the Fibonacci sequence or other natural growth patterns that appear throughout the natural world from seashores to galaxies. The connection between Dahlia and universal pattern reinforces the idea that beauty is not random, but deeply rooted in the fundamental laws that govern existence. What makes this even more remarkable is that such presence is achieved without any human intervention. The Dahlia does not require an artist's hand or a designer plan to reach this level of perfection. It grows naturally and effortlessly into a form that many would consider a masterpiece. This is why it is often described as art from nature. It challenges the traditional notion that art must be created by humans, showing instead that the nature itself is capable of producing works of astonishing beauty and complexity. The concept of art from nature is particularly powerful when applied to the Dahlia. Its human art, achieving perfect symmetry and balance, often requires careful planning, measurement and execution. Thus, the Dahlia accomplishes this through growth alone. Its structure emerged organically, guided by genetic instruction and environmental conditions. This process highlights the elegance of natural systems. How they can produce intricate harmonious result without conscious effort. Another important aspect of the Dahlia structure is the balance between uniformity and variation. While the overall pattern is consistent, its petal is slightly different. No two petals are exactly the same. Yes, they all contribute to a cohesive whole. The subtle variation prevent the flower from appearing mechanical or artificial. Instead, it retains a sense of life or individuality, reminding us that true perfection does not require absolute formidity. It is the harmony of difference that creates a complete and satisfying form. The symmetry of the Dahlia also a profound physical effect on those who observe it. Humans are naturally drawn to pattern and balance. When we see something that is symmetrical, our brain processes it more easily, leading to a sense of comfort and pleasure. This is why the Dahlia often evoke feelings of calm and satisfaction. struggle align with our innate preference for order, making it not only visually appealing but also emotionally soothing. This quality is one of the reasons why dahlias are so widely used in design and visual art, whether in photography, graphic design, architecture, or fashion. The principle of symmetry and geometry plays a crucial role in creating compositions that are both effective and aesthetically pleasing. The dahlia serve as a perfect reference point, a natural example of how this principle can be applied to achieve balance and harmony. Designers often draw inspiration from its structure, incorporating similar patterns into their work to evoke the same sense of beauty and coherence. In photography, for instance, the dahlia is a favorite subject because of its intricate details and symmetrical form. The dahlia is a favorite subject because of its intricate details and symmetric form. A close-up image of dahlia can reveal layers of complexity that might not be immediately visible to the naked eye. The interplay of light and shadow across its petals enhance its three-dimensional quality, turning a simple flower into a compelling visual narrative. Photograph becomes an exploration of pattern, textures, and form. Similarly, the architectural design, the principle observed in dahlia can be translated into structural elements. So, circular layout, radial symmetry, and repeating patterns are often used to create space that feel balanced and harmonious. These designs not only look appealing but also influence how people experience and interact with the environment. The dahlia is it since become a source of inspiration that extends far beyond the realm of botany. The artistic influence of the dahlia also reaches into more abstract form of expression. Painters, illustrators, and digital artists often reinterpret its structure, using it as foundation for creative exploration. The flower geometry provides a framework within which imagination can flourish. By studying the dahlia style, artists gain insight into how natural form can be translated into visual language, bridging the gap between observation and creation. Beyond its practical application in art and design, the dahlia structure carries a deeper symbolic meaning. It represents the idea that beauty can arise from order, that harmony is not the absence of complexity but organization of it. It teaches us that structure does not limit creativity, rather it provides a foundation upon which creativity can thrive. This is a valuable lesson not only in art but in life itself. In broader sense, the dahlia reflects the interconnectedness of disciplines such as biology, mathematics, and art. It demonstrates that these fields are not separate but deeply intertwined. The same principle that govern the growth of flower cannot be found in equation, architectural design, and artistic composition. The dahlia becomes a living example of this unity, showing us that knowledge and beauty often emerge from the same source. Ultimately, the perfect structures of dahlia is more than just a visual phenomenon. It is an experience that engages the mind, the sense, and the imagination. It invites us to look closer, to think deeper, and to appreciate the subtle complexities and that exist in the natural world. It's reminded that art is not limited to gallery or studios. It is all around us, waiting to be discovered in the pattern of nature. In conclusion, the dahlia stands as a powerful testament into the idea that nature itself is the greatest artist. Its geometric presence, symmetrical beauty, and harmonious design evaluate it beyond the status of a simple flower. It becomes a symbol of perfection, not in the richest sense, but in a way that is alive, dynamic, and deeply meaningful. Through its structure, the Dahlia teaches us to see the world differently, to recognize the artistry in nature, and to find experience in the pattern that shape our existence. Beyond its striking appearance and near perfect structure, the Dahlia carries a depth of symbolic meaning that resonates strongly within the human spirit. It is not merely a flower to be admired from afar, but one that invite reflection on the quality it represents: strength, resilience, refinement, creativity, and the ever-evolving nature of beauty. While its petals may appear soft and delicate, the essence of the Dahlia tells a far more powerful story, one rooted in endurance and quiet determination. At its core, the Dahlia is widely regarded as a symbol of inner strength and resilience. This meaning arises not only from a visual present but also from its biological nature. Dahlias are known for their ability to adapt to a variety environment, thriving in different climate and soil conditions with remarkable persistence despite external challenge, change in weather, variation in light, or less than ideal growing conditions. The Dahlia continue to grow, bloom, and express its beauty. This adaptability reflects a powerful life lesson. True strength does not always manifest in rigidity or resistance, but rather as the ability to adjust, endure, and continue moving forward. The contrast between the Dahlia appearance and its strength is particularly meaningful. On the surface, its petals seem fragile, almost weightless, arranged in intricate layers that suggest softness and grace. Yet beneath is this delicacy exterior lies a robust structure supported by many strong stems and resilient root system. The duality mirror human experience. Many individuals carry a gentle outward presence while possessing immense inner strength. The Dahlia reminds that strength and softness are not opposing forces. They can coexist, complementing one another to create a more complete and balanced identity. This symbolism makes the Dahlia especially powerful in times of difficulty or transformation. It serves as a quiet reminder that challenges are not obstacles to beauty, but part of the process and that allow beauty to emerge. Just as the Dahlia grows through varying conditions to reach full bloom, individuals can develop resilience through lifestyle. The flower becomes a metaphor for perseverance, encouraging us to remain grounded, adaptable, and hopeful even when circumstances are uncertain. In addition to representing strength, and the Dahlia is also a symbol of refinement and sophisticated taste. Its intricate structure and harmonious proportion appeal to those who appreciate detail, balance, and aesthetic precision. Unlike simpler flowers that rely primarily on color or fragrance, the Dahlia offers a more complex visual experience. Its beauty unfolds gradually, revealing layers of design that require careful observation. Its quality aligns the Dahlia with individuals who possess a keen eye for artistry, those who notice subtle parts, appreciate nuance, and value thoughtful composition. Because of this, the Dahlia is often associated with artists, designers, and creative thinkers. It represents not just an appreciation for beauty, but an understanding of how beauty is constructed. The flower geometry, symmetry, and variation provide a natural blueprint for artistic expression. It inspires those who seek to create, encouraging them to explore the relationship between structure and imagination. In this this way, the Dahlia becomes more than a subject of art. It becomes a source of inspiration, a silent teacher of design principle rooted in nature. Refinement, as symbolized by the Dahlia, is not about extravagance or superficial elegance. Instead, it reflects a deeper sense of outwards awareness and intentionality. It is the ability to recognize quality, to value harmony, and to approach life with a sense of grace and mindfulness. The Dahlia embodies this idea through its balanced form and composed presence. It does not demand attention loudly, rather it draws admiration through quiet sophistication. This subtlety is what makes its beauty enduring. It is not overwhelming but deeply engaging. Another important symbolic dimension of the Dahlia is its connection to creativity and innovation. In certain cultural and artistic traditions, the flower is seen as a representation of imaginative thinking and courage to explore new possibility. This meaning is closely tied to Dahlia incredible diversity with countless variety differing in shape, size, and color. The Dahlia demonstrates that there is no single way to express beauty. Its variation is a unique interpretation, a new perspective on the same foundational structure. This diversity reflects the essence of creativity, the ability to transform a basic idea into something original and meaningful. Thus, as the Dahlia evolved into countless form, creativity allow individuals to interpret the world in their own way. The flower becomes a symbol of artistic freedom, encouraging us to experiment, to innovation, faith, and to embrace the change. It's reminded that growth is often comes from variation, from stepping beyond the familiar and exploring new direction. The Dahlia association with innovation also highlights the important truth of beauty. It is not static. Beauty is dynamic, constantly shifting and evolving. What is considered beautiful today may change tomorrow, and new form of beauty will continue to emerge. The Dahlia, with its ever-expanding range of variety, embodies this fluidity. It shows us that beauty is not confined to a single sense standard, but is enriched by diversity and transformation. This idea challenges traditional notions from perfection. While the Dahlia is often appear for its near perfect symmetry, it also demonstrates that perfection can exist in many forms. Its varieties, with its unique characteristic represent different kind of perfection. One is that defined not only by uniformity but by harmony within its own structure. This perspective encourages us to rethink our understanding of perfection, to see it not as a rigid ideal but as a flexible concept that adapts to context and expression. Furthermore, the Dahlia symbolism extends into the realm of personal identity. It encourages individuals to embrace both the strength and the uniqueness. Thus, as the Dahlia bloom is distinct, so too its person. The flower serves as a reminder that individuality is not something to be hidden or minimized, but something to be celebrated. It invites us to recognize our pattern, our own form of beauty, and to express them with the confidence. In broader sense, the Dahlias represent a balance between strength and sensitivity, structure and freedom, tradition and innovation. These dualities are not contradiction but the complementary force that shape a well-rounded and meaningful life. The flower teaches us that true beauty arises from the integration of these elements, from the ability to navigate complexity with grace and intention. In conclusion, the Dahlia is far more than an ornamental flower. It is simple with meaning and inspiration. It's embodied resilience, reminding us of the strength and that lies beneath central experience. It represents refinement, encouraging us to appreciate details and cultivate a deeper sense of aesthetic awareness. and its celebration celebrate creativity, inviting us to embrace diversity, innovation, and ever-changing natural beauty. Through its presence, the Dahlia offers a quiet yet powerful message that true beauty is not defined by a single quality but by the harmony of many. It is found in strength that endure, in elegance that inspire, in creativity that continue to evolve. In this way, the Dahlia becomes not only a reflection of natural artistry but also guide for how we might live with resilience, with sensitivity, and with sensitivity and with an open mind toward the infinite possibility of beauty. In the modern world, the dahlia has become far more than a botanical curiosity or a seasonal garden flower. It has evolved into a global symbol of aesthetic sophistication, creative inspiration, and cultural expression. From private garden to public park, from intimate home decor to grand artistic installation, the dahlia continues to captivate people across continents. Its presence is not limited to nature alone, it extends deeply into human life, influencing how we design, create, and experience beauty in everyday context. Today, dahlias is cultivated and appear in many parts of the world, appreciated for their extraordinary diversity and visual impact. Gardeners value them for the ability to transform outdoor space into vibrant, dynamic environments. A garden filled with blooming dahlias is not simply a collection of plants, it's become a living gallery of color, form, and structure. Its flowers contribute its own unique character, yet together they create a harmonious landscape that feels both natural and intentionally designed. Their adaptability allow them to thrive in different climates, making them accessible to a wide range of people to wish to bring a thought of elegance and artistry into their surrounding. Beyond garden and park, dahlias have found a prominent place in decorative art and event design. Floral arrangements featuring dahlias are often associated with luxury, modernity, and individuality. Unlike more traditional flowers that convey a uniform aesthetic, dahlias offer a sense of personality and distinction. The simple shape and vivid color make them ideal for creating arrangements that stand out, whether in wedding, exhibition, or contemporary real space. A bouquet of dahlias turns more than decorate a form. It creates a statement. It reflects a refined taste and appreciation for structure, a desire to embrace beauty that is both striking and meaningful. The emotional atmosphere created by dahlias in decorative setting is also noteworthy. Their presence can transform a space, adding warmth, energy, and a sense of artistic depth. In modern interior design, where minimalism and clean lines are often emphasized, dahlias introduce a dynamic contrast where intricate form of soften rigid environment, bringing a sense of life and movement into otherwise structured space. This balance between order and vitality is one of the reasons why dahlias are so effective in contemporary design. They bridge the gap between natural beauty and human-made environments. The realm of photography, the dahlias has become a beloved subject for both amateur and professional photographers. Its symmetrical structure and vibrant color provide endless opportunity for creative exploration. A single dahlia captured in close-up can reveal an entire world of detail, layers of petals, subtle shifts in color, and the interplay of light and shadow. This element makes the flower ideal for macro photography, where the focus is on texture, pattern, and form. The readout image often appears almost abstract, blurring the line between photography and visual art. Photographers are particularly drawn to the dahlia between its offer both predictability and variation. Its symmetry provides a strong compositional foundation, while its diversity allows for unique interpretation. Its photograph becomes a study in geometry and color, and exploration of how natural form can be translated into visual narrative. The Dahlia is this context become more than a subject. It's become a medium through which artists express their perspective and creativity. In graphic design, the influence of the Dahlia is equally significant. Its intricate pattern and radial symmetry lend themselves perfectly to the creation of decorative motif and visual composition. Designers often use the Dahlia-inspired element to develop patterns that both complex and harmonious. This pattern can be found in wide range of applications, from digital artwork and branding to packaging and advertising. The flower geometry provides a sense of balance, while its organic nature ensures that the design remains lively and engaging. The versatility of Dahlia-inspired design lies in its ability to adapt to different styles. It can be used to create both contemporary visual with high contrast and vibrant color, or it can be interpreted in softer, more subtle way for elegant and refined composition. This flexibility makes Dahlia a valuable source of inspiration for designers seeking to combine structure with creativity. Fashion is another field where Dahlia's influence continues to grow. Floral patterns have long been staple in clothing and textile design, but the Dahlia brings a unique dimension to the tradition. This complex structure is rich color palette allows designers to create garments that feel both classic and modern. Dahlia-inspired print can evoke a sense of nostalgia while remaining fresh and innovative, bridging the gap between past and present. In fashion, the Dahlia is often associated with individuality and artistic expression. It both forms an intricate detail that makes it ideal for statement piece, a garment that stand out, convey a strong sense of identity, and at the same time, it's elegant and sure that it remains timeless, capable of adapting to changing trend without losing the essence. The duality between tradition and innovation is one of the reasons why the Dahlia continue to inspire design across generations. Beyond this creative industry, the Dahlias had also become a source of inspiration for artistic architecture and thinkers who seeking to understand and apply the principle of natural design. Its structure characterized by symmetry and repetition offer valuable insight into how complex systems can be organized in balanced and efficient way. These principles are not limited to visual aesthetics. They can also inform functional design in areas such as architecture and interior planning. In architecture, for example, the real symmetry of the Dahlia can be translated into building layout, spatial arrangement, and structural pattern. Circular design, repeating elements, and layer composition and create space. Space can feel both harmonious and dynamic. By studying the Dahlia, architect can explore how natural form achieve balance and apply these lessons to human-made environments. The result is the architecture that feel more organic, more connected to the natural world, and more attuned to human experience. The interior design also benefit from the influence of the Dahlia's pattern inspired by the structure can be incorporated into flooring, wall design, lighting fixture, and the decorative experiment. This design can not only enhance visual appeal but also create a sense of cohesion within a space. The repetition and symmetry found in Dahlia-inspired pattern can make environment feel more organized and calming, contributing to a more comfortable and aesthetically pleasing atmosphere. What makes Dahlia particularly powerful is As the source of inspiration and its ability to transcend boundaries, it is not confined to single discipline or medium. It moves freely between art, design, nature, and science. Its structure can be studied analytically, appreciated aesthetically, and interpreted creatively with versatility, allow it to remain relevant and in a constantly evolving world where the new forms of expression are continually emerging. Ultimately, the Dahlia present in life and art reflect a deeper connection between nature and human creativity. It shows that inspiration is not need to be invented. It can be discovered by observing the pattern, forms, and structures that exist in natural world. We can gain insight into how create beauty in our own work. The Dahlia is become a guide, a reminder that most sophisticated design often originate from the simplest principle. The Dahlia is far more than a flower mere for its outward appearance. It stands as a remarkable testament to quiet brilliance of nature, where arts and science exist not as separate domains but a seamless harmonious whole. Within a single bloom, one can witness the merging of mathematical precision, biological intelligence, and aesthetic beauty. Its symmetrical structure, vibrant spectrum of color, and layer complexity come together to create something that feels both intentional and effortless, an organic masterpiece shaped by natural law rather than human hands. What makes the Dahlias so extraordinary is not only its visual appeal but the way it embodies a deeper sense of perfection. This perfection is not rigid or medical, it is alive, dynamic, and evolving. Its petals contribute to greater hope, arranged in a way that suggests order without sacrificing softness. It is this delicate balance between precision and fluidity that gives the Dahlia its unique character. In many ways, it reflects a universal principle that true beauty lies in harmony, in the careful alignment of structure and expression. When we pause to observe the Dahlia in full bloom, we are engaging in more than a simple art of appreciation. We are entering a moment of reflection. The flower invites us to slow down, to shift our attention away from the constant motion of daily life and to focus on something that exists purely in present. In that moment, the Dahlia becomes more than an object. It becomes an experience. Its pattern guides our eyes, its color evoke emotion, and its structure encourages contemplation. This experience often leads to a deeper awareness of balance. The Dahlia reminds that balance is not about uniformity but about the relationship between parts. Its petal is unique, yet together they create the unified form. This mirrors the way balance operates in life. It is not about making everything the same but about finding harmony among different. The Dahlia in its quiet elegance demonstrates how diversity can coexist with order, how variation can enhance rather than disrupt a system. This is also a sense of calm that emerges from observing such symmetry. The human mind is naturally drawn to pattern and organization, and the Dahlia provide both in abundance. Its structure feels complete, leaving no sense of imbalance and incompleteness. This visual harmony can have soothing effect, offering a brief escape from the complexity and unpredictability of the world. It reminds us that within nature there is an underlying order, a quiet stability that persists even when everything else feels uncertain. At the same time, the Dahlia encourages us to reconsider our understanding of perfection. In many contexts, perfection is seen as something unattainable, an ideal that exists beyond reach. Yes, the Dahlia showed that perfection can exist in natural, accessible form. It does not strive to be perfect, it simply grows into its full expression. This suggests that perfection is not something to be forced, but something that emerges when conditions are right, when growth are allowed to unfold naturally without resistance. This idea carries an important message for how we approach our life. our own life. Thus, as the Dahlia develop gradually, layer by layer, we too grow, state, our strength, our ability, and even our sense of identity are formed over time. The flower reminds to be patient with this process, to trust that each state had its purpose and that true fulfillment comes from not rushing toward an ideal but from embracing the journey of becoming. Furthermore, the Dahlia beauty is not limited to a single interpretation. Its color, form, and vary widely, and its variation offer a different perspective on what beauty can be. The diversity reinforces the idea that perfection is not a fixed standard but a flexible concept shaped by context and perception. What one color sees as bold, dramatic, another may experience calm and harmonious. The Dahlia accommodates the interpretation, allowing each observer to connect with it in a personal way. In this sense, the Dahlia becomes a symbol not only of beauty but of creativity and openness. It encourages us to look beyond rigid definition and to appreciate the richness that comes from variation. It reminds us that creativity is not about conforming to a single model but about exploring possibility and discovering new form of expression. The flower in its many variation become a celebration of this idea, a living example of how diversity can lead to innovation and inspiration. Another aspect that makes the Dahlia so meaningful is its ability to connect us with the natural world. In modern life, it is easy to become disconnected from nature, surrounded by artificial environments and constant stimulation. The simple act of observing a flower can serve as a bridge back to that connection, allow us to experience something real, something grounded in natural process rather than human construction. The Dahlia with its intricate design reminds of the complexity and beauty that exists beyond our immediate surroundings. The connection can also inspire a sense of gratitude where we recognize the effortless with which nature creates such beauty. We reminded how much there is so to appreciate. The Dahlia does not remain attention, yet offers so much in return: color, structure, meaning, and inspiration. It encourages us to adopt a similar approach in our own life, to give without expectation, to create without thought, and to find value in the simple act of being. Ultimately, the Dahlia stands as a powerful symbol of the harmony between art and science. It demonstrates that these two realms are not separate but deeply interconnected. The same principles are governed in its role: symmetry, proportion, and pattern are also to the foundations of artistic design and scientific understanding. By observing the Dahlia, we gain insight into both worlds, seeing how they converge in a single elegant form. In conclusion, the Dahlia is much more than a beautiful flower. It is a reflection of deeper truth about balance, growth, and the nature of perfection. It invites us to slow down, to observe, and to reflect the pattern that shape our world. It teaches us that beauty is not only something to be seen but something to be understood and experienced. And perhaps more importantly, it reminds that perfection is not a distant ideal but a quality that exists all around in nature, in life, and within ourselves. For all these reasons, the Dahlia holds a special place not only in garden and artistic expression but also in the human imagination. It is a symbol of elegant creativity and limitless possibility, and quiet yet profound reminder that even in the simplest form they can exist a beauty that is truly extraordinary.